Hello and welcome back to the channel. It is the Delivery Whiz and we're back with another episode of Vegas Gig Life. It is Sunday, October 20th, and we're wrapping up another week of Lyft experiments. This has been a pretty good week, mostly because we have the EV Quest for 50 rides for $100. So then on Wednesday night, Thursday morning, they popped me up with this Quest here, a ride challenge for the weekend. 55 rides for $215. The first 35 get you an $85 bonus, and the last 20 get you a $130 bonus. So we have completed the EV rides already, because yesterday on Saturday we did, check this out, 26 rides. That's right, you heard me correct, 26 rides. We were out there for 8.5 hours, maybe 8 hours and 45 minutes. 26 rides, 7 tips, not that great for 26 rides. That's a pretty low percent. Again, I have filters on and I'm doing a lot of local rides. At the end of the night, I head over to the airport and did 2. 1 tipped, 1 didn't. So you're like $413.95 for a day. That is awesome. It is awesome. And only because we got the $100 EV bonus completed and then the 35 rides for the $85 first leg of the weekend ride challenge. Today, we are doing 18 rides to finish up and get the 130. And we're going to have a banger of a week. But this is what I'm trying to teach you, is it's really only good if you take the quests when given. So next week, we already have a new quest for 165 for 55 rides for Monday through Thursday. So we're going to do that. And then we'll have the EV bonus. And probably the week after that, we will try the 50 EV rides, all from the airport. So 7 rides a day, give or take, maybe more on the weekend, and see if the airport 50 rides pays more than the base 50 rides. Because if you look here at the screenshot, Monday was $80, Tuesday was $69, Wednesday was $68, Thursday $77, Friday $114. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I did 7 rides flat each of those days, Monday being the best day. And roughly around the same time, 3 or 4 o'clock till 6 or 7 o'clock. It only takes 2.5 hours to do the 7 rides if you set your area filter and do just local runs. And then Friday, I was all over a little bit and did 11. And then yesterday, obviously, 26. And then today, 18. So we're going to see how much we're going to actually make with a bunch of rides this week, and 235 plus 100, $335 in bonuses. And to me, that is the only way to really make good money, not going to the airport or maybe the strip, because you see the ratio of tips. 7 out of 26 rides, and one of those tips was from one of the last 2 runs of the night, an airport run, which was a 20-mile job from the airport to Summerlin, but I live close to Summerlin, so I took it so I could come home for the night. With that said, we're going to go wash the EV, and it's 2:47. We're going to try to get started here in a little bit, because I'd like to get finished today ASAP, because I'm kind of wiped from yesterday. Not that it was really so exhausting, but I just feel a little beat down. So I'm just saying the ride share so far with these quests beats out food delivery, except for catering. If you can stack a catering on top of your rideshare daily stuff, then do so. But I would steer clear of Uber Eats and DoorDash right here in the Valley for right now, unless that's your only avenue for revenue or a gig hustle, a gig side hustle, then by all means do those and try to not take the trash as least as possible, and don't go for their tier program, at least from this guy's perspective. Hashtag platinum sucks, as we know. All right, let's go wash the EV, and then I'll turn the camera around and we'll get started. Again, the first ride of the day and the last ride of the day. Probably the last ride of the day is going to be dark, because I won't be able to finish 18 in 4 or 5 hours when it finally gets dark. And then we'll total everything up. We're going to be over 1,000 for the week. Easy. We're already at 24 hours, so that's not so great. But, you know, if we can only do 6 hours tonight, that'll be 30 hours for 1,000. I'm okay with that. We're off to wash the EV. All right. we're all set to get started. As you see, we're right in front of the Wow Car Wash, or it's right here on the other side of this dumpster and stuff. You can see the sign over there, Wow, enter. We're all cleaned up, and if you are an avid rideshare professional, you should get a subscription or a monthly subscription to a car wash like this. It doesn't have to be Wow, it could be other ones in town, but you should use it on a regular basis. Say you spend 30 bucks a month and you use it 4 or 5 times a week, it's gonna more than pay for itself, and you get you get an air freshener every time to keep the car smelling nice and clean. I usually put the old one in the back seat for a little while and the new one up on the mirror here. It encourages tips. Clean and nice smelling encourages tips from customers. Don't always get them, but you got to take the extra steps, in my opinion, to try to secure them as much as possible. And keeping your car clean and smelling nice, you should be doing anyway, especially in the rideshare industry. People don't want to get into a filthy, smelly, nasty car. I know I don't, and for sure, I want to get out of it as fast as possible. So, without much further ado, we have our filter set. We're going to go online, and hopefully we get something in a short amount of time, because we want to get this quest over with. You see, probably don't see, because if I remember correctly, the camera is not low enough, and I'm not going to point it down, but we have 2 of 20, so we have 18, and I have a 5 or 6 mile radius around here. Seems to work pretty good. And again, if we don't get anything soon, then I'll drop the area and just start taking rides, because I don't want to horse around and be out here till 3 o'clock in the morning trying to get this finished. So as soon as we get a ride, we'll be right back. All right, first ride of the day, really short one. We're gonna go ahead and take it, $4, 4 miles. I don't really care at this point because we really didn't get anything. So we're gonna go ahead and grab this one. Let's get the CarPlay hooked up. Only 0.6 of a mile for the pickup, so that's good. You'll see that here in a second. And I was literally right there, but I got out of the car wash to start heading home, because every time I do that, I get a ride request. So we're on to the first one, and we'll see what happens at the end. There'll be 1 down and 17 to go, and we'll get the second bonus, and we'll get 18 rides worth of pay, and we'll have the totals for the week. So sit back, relax, and strap on your seatbelt. We're off to the first pickup, and then I'll see you at the end for the last pickup. All right, and we're back. It has been a tumultuous night. We took a break to watch some of the Sunday night football game. Pittsburgh ended up beating up on the Jets. And then when we got back out there, a lot of the rides, it took 45 minutes from like 7:45 to 8:30 to get the first ride. And it seemed like everything went wrong with every ride that could possibly go wrong. Stops where people were taking 15 minutes, and if you cancel the stop or if you quit the ride, they don't give you credit for the ride. So we're finally on the last one. We're heading 215 north to Charleston, to Red Rock, I'm guessing, for a $4 or $5 pickup, and then we'll be back and wrap everything up. But it has been pretty rough. The app says I've been online 6.5 hours, and we've done 17 rides. This is number 18. So actually before this I was at the airport, because that just seemed a little bit easier. So I did a run or two from the airport, and we didn't get tips. So all in all, today was not a great day. 17 rides, 3 tips. 2 cash. Actually, the first ride of the day was a $3 cash tip. We got a $10 cash tip and then a $5 cash tip. So we did get some cash tips. Makes it a little bit nicer. But again, it's been rough Sunday. I don't know what the heck happened. Maybe they knew I was trying to complete this ride challenge and they wanted me to give up on the area filter. But I'm not, and I never will, because I just don't want to get forced down the strip, especially after 6 o'clock at night till about midnight. There's events and it's just torture because the F1 is there. Anyhow, we're gonna pick up this passenger, drop him off, and then we'll wrap everything up for the week and see how we did. And welcome back. And yes, it is 1:17 in the morning, and like I was saying in the footage on the way to the last pickup, it was a tumultuous day for some reason. I don't know if it's because Lyft knew I was trying to complete the ride quest or not, because I never had this much trouble setting an area filter before. I will say I feel that they give you the longest stretch. Like if you set a 6-mile radius, they'll get you a ride on one corner of it, let's say, or one part of it, and then all the way over across. So 6-mile radius is from the middle, so it's still 12 miles across. So they'll give you 10, 12-mile runs as much as possible. I know they have to get those runs completed anyway, but man, whew, today was something different. I never had so much trouble getting continuous ride after ride after ride after ride. I did have a lot of cancellations when I did have some queued rides, which a couple of them I was like 30 seconds from them and then they cancel. Like, what? And people are so impatient. I mean, it's not easy to get some Lyft rides or Uber rides in some areas around the city because there's no drivers there. They focus down by the strip and the airport. Anyhow, with that said, we're going to go over what we made. All right. So today we made $285. That is with the $130 bonus for the last 20 rides of $55. So we did 50 for the 100 and then 55 for the 230. But we were able to do 21 of the 55, finishing up for the 50. So we did 7 for 4 days and had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I did 11 on Friday. So yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I had done 7 each of those days and did 28, and then 11 on Friday, and then 26 yesterday, and then 18 today. So it really isn't that hard, but when they give you these rides that take a while, or from one side of the zone to the other, and then you got to wait for a request, or you get a queued ride and you're on your way and they cancel it, or they give you these rides that have stops on it and then people go in and shop for half an hour. And I just don't think you can leave, even though it says you can leave and get paid. I don't think you get credit for the completed ride. I will be looking into that soon. So we're going to recap. All right. So up here this time, you'll see we made $1,114 for the week. That is pretty good. Now, take away all the bonuses, which is $330, it's not that great. Okay, for 31 hours and 19 minutes online, $39.64 an hour book time. That's not including tips. The other good thing that happened this week, Monday, we got a $20, or was it Tuesday? Tuesday, we got a $20 cash tip from a short ride, and today we got 3, 5, and 10. So $18 in cash tips today, and then one other tip, or did we get 2 tips? So we didn't do too bad after all. 5 rides that had tips out of 18. Yesterday was not that great, as you remember. So let's recap. Monday we made 80. That was 7 trips. Tuesday $69, 7 trips. Wednesday $68, 7 trips. Thursday, $77, 7 trips. Friday, $114, 11 trips. And then Saturday, $417 for 26 trips, but that was including the $100 EV bonus and then the $85 first step of the Ride Quest for the weekend bonus. And then today, $285 for 18 rides, and that includes the $130. So this is what I'm going to tell you guys. We did pretty good, all right? This is a good week of work for 30 hours. It's $40 an hour, let's say, with tips. That's pretty good, all right? If I can work every week 30 hours and make this is $4,000 a month, I'm going to be pretty happy. And I'm doing it at my own schedule. Like Monday through Thursday was 3 to 6-ish time frame. And that's the discrepancy in the amounts because each day is different. And I'm setting a filter too, everyone. Don't forget that. So I'm doing a lot of local rides, and a lot of those don't tip. They're 2-mile shorties or 3-mile shorties, quick hitters. And that's what I suggest you do too. And also try to only focus on when they have extra Quest bonuses. If they don't have it, I would work on Uber, because you're going to make a little bit more on Uber. Why that is, I couldn't really tell you. I just know that's the case. So if you're not getting any Lyft bonuses or Quests, use them, obviously, but I think you do a little bit better on on Uber. So test it out in your market, or even test it out here in Vegas. And leave some comments below if you ever come across anything that is better or worse, and share with me, because I'm trying to share with you as well. So what else do we have to go over? Okay, so it says $39.64 booked hour. Last week's was $32.58, so we beat that. But last week we were 25 hours and 53 minutes, which I don't remember. 83% book percentage, and then tips per hour, $3.25. Not too great. Overall, this was a good week, and like I said, a learning experience for me. Not this week, because tomorrow starts another 55 ride quest for 4 days for 165. So I'm going to concentrate on that. And then we'll get the 50, obviously, for the EV bonus. But the following week, I'm going to just do 7 rides a day from the airport and then compare time and money. And then we'll see together which is truly the best. Setting an area filter and doing little quick hitters, or going down to the airport and just servicing the people who fly in. Because here in Vegas, they're flying in at all hours, and especially from 9 to midnight or 9 to 1 a.m., it's pretty fruitful. We did 2 airport runs tonight. We did not get tipped on either one of them, surprisingly. I'm really shocked, but you know, that comes with the territory. I even took a dancing girl, stripper, to her work, and they usually tip, and she didn't tip me, even though she was talking about how upset she is when guys come in and just sit at the stage and don't throw any tips on the stage. True story. and then she didn't tip me. So, I guess it's karma, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it'll bite her in the ass. Who knows? So that concludes the second week or third week or whatever week we're on of the Lyft EV ride test. We're making some pretty good money, and it's not really as stressful as trying to cherry pick for some decent food delivery orders, or some Instacart grocery delivery orders, or even some Walmart Spark orders. This is just set and go. Again, I'm using the Quest to boost my income. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't even be trying Lyft. I'd be focusing on Uber, because I can tell you what, I can go to Uber, the airport parking lot on Uber, and for some reason, the clientele is a little bit better, and they tip better. Just my experience. And so that concludes this week's video. I hope you enjoyed this little mini ride along, although I still haven't found a way to really bring you guys with on any complete ride, and I'm working on it. But we're making some pretty good money. 11, 14 for 31, 32 hours, whatever it is. That's pretty good. Of course, I worked like a madman this weekend, because they threw at me at the last second this 55 ride quest for $230. I'm not going to say no to that. Keep an eye out for those, and do them when you can, because they are usually pretty good. If they don't make any sense, then don't do them. Or if they don't coincide with what you're willing to work, choose a lower tier, like the bottom one, just to make a few extra dollars. That's just my advice from the Wiz to you. And so, again, I hope you enjoyed this ride along. Yes, I'm working on how to get you guys involved or more interactive with an actual ride. We'll work on that some more. And this next week, you already know, we're on another 55 ride quest for Monday through Friday. And then the EV quest. So we'll do that this week and see how much we make. Maybe we can beat this week, even though the 55 ride bonus is less. And also the following week, we're going to do 7 rides each day from just the airport. The other thing too is we're almost to the platinum tier. We need about $100 during busy time. There's 3 hours tomorrow from 3 to 6. I'm going to try to get something, and then it won't start up again until Friday. So then we'll see if that tier is any good too moving forward. So I hope you look forward to that, and I look forward to seeing you guys then. And don't do what the Wiz did a little bit today, is take some crap runs just to try to get this quest done. Takes you to the Himalayan mountains. You got to climb up, then you got to jump over to Mount Everest, plant your flag, climb all the way back down, drive the passengers to their destination, don't get tipped, and you got to pay $2. Take it from the Wiz. Just don't do it. See you guys on the next video.